everyone, today I'll be reviewing this new Japanese comedy slash drama movie dropped today on Netflix. It's called Asakusa Kid, and in this movie we see Taki. He wants to be a comedian and he works in a theater-like place, and that theater-like place is owned by his master Fukami. And Taki, he actually really looks up to Fukami in this movie, and he actually calls him master. So this movie is mainly about Taki and his master and how he looks up to him, and he wants to be a comedian like him in this movie. That is what this movie centers around. And I was looking into this movie's information, and this movie is actually based on a real story. Whenever movie is based on a real story, it's really hard to adapt because when you are making a movie, you don't know which part to take out. So that's why I will say overall, what do I think about this movie? So I think this movie, like the first half an hour, I found this movie to be very entertaining. Some of the jokes was really funny that I liked it a lot. I was like, oh, it's really good. Especially Taki, he's a really innocent person, at the beginning of this movie. He wants to be comedian, but he doesn't know how to do that, how to do good comedy, I guess. So he look up to his master and he hopes to be like him. But when the master meets him, he sees he doesn't have really any the talent, like upfront talent that you can give him a chance or something. He tried doing it, So in this movie, you see he tried to learn from his master how to do comedy. So that's why, the first half an hour, I really liked. However, after half an hour, this movie, once he start working in the theater place, I feel like this movie dragged a lot. There's a lot of unnecessary scene. The reason I'm saying it because at the end of this movie, you look back and you see those scenes you didn't need it. So I wouldn't say the storytelling in this movie isn't always very good. Because this is based on a true story, I think the director, he wasn't sure about which scene to take, which to cut. So editing isn't very perfect for this movie. It's a lot of slow, it's really slow burn. So some people will definitely not like this movie because it's a lot of slow burning in the middle, a lot of drag out scene. Personally, however, I really like overall this movie. Some of the joke I was laughing, especially last 40 minutes of this movie was very interesting, especially last scene of this movie. When you see it, you understand what was the whole movie was trying to tell you about. The only thing I will say about this movie, the way Taki's character was portrayed here, sometimes I guess because this movie, because it is about Taki, he's not sure about himself. That's why right away you don't get the idea what is his talent in this movie, because at first he was he wants to be like his master, but what is it like, but once he spent his time there in the theater, he sees he need to change his look for life, otherwise he's not gonna make it. So that's why I will say last 40 minutes of this movie is very touching and moving once you see where the story is going, especially once you see Taki actually made in the, start making his name in the business, especially when you learn about his master, what was his motivation about or around him. It's very heart-touching. But I wouldn't say this movie done absolutely amazing job telling the story, because sometimes you have to wonder yourself, oh, what am I watching? So it's not very clear storytelling, but it's still very heart-touching when I look about Master and his prodigy in this movie. Overall, I really like all the acting, especially the Taki character played by Yo-Yo Yogida. I might be saying his name wrong. The Taki character, the actor who played him, he was so good in this movie. His acting was really amazing, especially when you think about the beginning of this movie. He was so innocent, He didn't know what to do or what to do, He learned tap dancing. It looked like he was doing all the tap dancing. Although he's doing good job. I feel like this actor was also amazing. But also his master, played by Yu Zami, he was also very amazing. Also his wife character was also very amazing. All of the acting is in this movie is really good, but this movie is extremely slow paced. Overall, I thought this movie was interesting watch for me. Some of the joke was funny. I was laughing, especially his master skit he was doing on the stage. I really liked that scene. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, that's my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to check out my other review on Netflix movies. And please take care and subscribe.